Right guys, it's another beautiful day. Got stuff stripped apart, so that means one thing. Welcome back to the channel. Right, so as I said, I've already jumped ahead and I've started getting stuff stripped apart, so let's bring you in here. So as you can see, basically I'm back to the point where I was at the beginning of the last video. So I've stripped it all apart, stripped everything back off. Problem is that I have found that valve right there. It's sitting about a mil or two lower than it should be. So I've got a vent intake valve. Luckily I've got a spare head, so I can take the well, I'm going to take it to a mate to get done. He'll pop the valve out, get the shims done, get it all done for me. I just don't have time to do that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to whip the head off, and I'm going to take it to him today. So that's what I'm going to do now. Yeah, so this one, I think what I've done, I think the way I fucked it up is I was trying to be clever, and I marked the belt and I marked the cams, so I didn't have to use the timing tool, because the cam phases and stuff is all a pain in the ass to do. So if I could have saved that and dropping the starter motor out, it would have been a big bonus. But what I think I did, I didn't have the bottom end in the right place. I think 2 was at top dead, and when I put the cam in, it must have been just a little bit too far over, so when I cinched it down, it must have touched. That's the only thing I can think of, because it was actually a bit tight. So I think that's the smoking gun right there. But anyway, time to get this off and get it delivered to be repaired. Right guys, so as you saw, that's the head off. Now cylinder 2 is definitely the problem. I had a sneaky look. So this shim is about a mil lower down than this one. You put a straight edge across it, you can see. Now that's obviously not the best way to tell, because if both valves are bent, they could be the same. But yeah, that was the one. And if we, let's see if I can get you under here and lift this up with one hand. If we lift this up, oof, can we see there? It's very bright, but there's 2 bent valves right there, stuck open. Now the exhaust valves all look okay, and it just looks like it's those 2. So yeah, let's get the old spares head off, because that's got my intake valves in it. Get the old one off and take them to where they need to be. Right guys, so I'm back out again. It's been a couple of days, and I've needed a couple of days to sort of gather myself up from what I've found. So unfortunately, I've found something catastrophic. So let's have a quick look. Right, so got the head out, did everything, was cleaning up here, inspecting the bores, spinning over the pistons, and spun it over, dropped the middle piston down, and I found something real bad. So it's going to be hard to even get you in here. Let's see if I can zoom into that a bit. Can you see that vertical line cut into the bore all the way up and down there? You can see it in the, I've got my thumb in. So basically what that is, it looks like, I mean, I won't be able to tell until I've got everything out, but what it looks like is, it looks like that ring has pinched and scraped the bore. So not great, not the end of the world. As I said, it's taken me a little while to gather myself up. I was quite bummed when I saw it, because that means I've got a couple of options, but the only choice I have is to pull the motor out, strip it completely to pieces. So we're going to have to pull the front end off again, pull the engine and gearbox out, or what's left of the engine and gearbox and everything, get it on the stand, pull it to pieces, and send the block to the machine shop. Now there's 2 things I could do, depending on what the machine shops say, because they got to have a good look. I think that score in that bore is too deep to actually rebore. I don't think they're going to get away with a 0.5mm rebore. I think that they're going to have to reliner that cylinder, which isn't the end of the world. It'll bring it back down to stock. Hopefully then they can just hone the other cylinders. I can get new rings, they can get them, and I can get this thing built. To be honest, I kind of knew that was happening. It was going to happen when I saw when I had the issue with the camshaft not being measured up properly. I should have just pulled the whole engine out then and we've gone over it myself, because the guy who built this obviously was not the most skilled, let's put it that way. So one of the rings is caught, it's pinched and it's destroyed the boards. It is what it is. Come too far to stop now. So yeah, I was bummed, but it's just time and money. I've had to postpone some dates of stuff that I've had done, but I've got to get this thing together for, at the very least, Isle of Wight, because it's got to go to Isle of Wight. So no more moping. What we got to do is we are going to have to pull the front end off, so I'm going to have to jack it up a bit more, move the stand that's holding up the engine, blah 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 blah, get it up, get the wheel off, subframe off, well, front end off first, subframe off, yeah, the whole 9 yards. So I might as well get cracking on this. There's no point in delaying. Let's get going. Right guys, she's up in the air, wheels off, arches out, front, the bumper's off, everything's disconnected. What I'm going to do is drop the radiator, aircon and intercooler off all as one pack. Basically just take off the where it mounts to the crash bar and then pull it off all as one. Now it is going to weigh a fucking ton, but I think I can do it, and that should save me when it comes to putting it back on. Now, I know I said I'm not going to take any shortcuts, but I think this one will work. So, let's hope I don't squash myself. Okay, so that's that whole pack off. There's the car. So, yeah, the front's off. That was a reasonably good idea to do that. It was quite easy. My back is sore. Probably better to do with 2 people. But at least now I have access to the whole front. Can drop the subframe off, engine and gearbox out, and then start working on it. But I've obviously got to pull a load of crap off the top, breather parts, fuel stuff. It's all got to come off. Right guys, so I've pretty much exhausted today, but the engine is now out. I've got it sitting there because I pulled it out with the gearbox and everything connected, and I just don't have the time right now because I've got to go pick up the little ones from school. So tomorrow I can get on, pull the gearbox apart, start just ripping everything off, and then get it on a stand and start tearing down into the engine. But that's that done. While the engine is out and away, I am going to start tidying up some stuff around, put some extra heat shielding, put some bolts where they weren't great on the heat shielding and stuff. Lots to plan, but let me get those covers on, leave this overnight and come back to it in the morning. Alright guys, so back again the next day. So got been cleaning up my work area, let's say. So I've got the engine separated apart, got to get the gearbox and the transfer case off of that today, and what I've done is I have tidied up my work area. I'm going to be putting it in the back there. I've got a couple of benches and stuff, so I'm going to get the engine stand out, put it in the back there, so I've got enough space for everything else. And yeah, get the block to the engineer next week. So I've really got to sort of put foot, start stripping things apart. So maybe I'll do a time lapse, who knows. Let's get it going. Okay guys, as you saw in the time lapse, I've made a bit of a mess, but it's all apart. That's pretty much stripped down as much as I can get it at the moment. Obviously there's still the whole bottom half I need to strip off and everything, so I need to get the gearbox out the way and then get that on the stand. So, fun times. Right guys, so that's it all sorted. Got the engine split on the thing, got the gearbox over here, got my little tiny corner sorted out because I've still got to fit a car in here and it's still got to be a family workshop. Luckily it's a tiny car so I can just wheel it in and out. I've got this here, basically I'm going to be flipping it upside down, taking it even more stuff apart, stripping it all down, putting it on my little table there, and getting the block ready. But that is for the next episode. So I've bored you enough, made you sad, and to be honest, through this time, just cleaning up, getting things ready, doing the things I love doing, you know, wrenching, that kind of stuff. It's actually put me in a better mood. Yes, it's going to be money, but it's just another thing, another one of those race car things, you know what I'm saying? So, once again, thanks for bearing with me. Thanks for joining me on the journey. Thanks for putting up with all of this. One day we'll get there and we're going to have some exciting times. But till the next time, see you in the next one.